Hey guys, this is Jen from Head to Toe, and today I have a makeup tutorial for you, which I'm super excited to talk about because it is actually the look that I am wearing in my web series with Victor Kim and Wong Fu Productions called Away We Happen. If you haven't checked out that series, I'll leave links down below. I might also add a couple of annotations over here so it's easy for you to go hop over and watch and see what I'm talking about. But I am doing a short project here in LA, and this is the makeup I'm wearing for it. So one thing that's kind of cool about this look is it's really appropriate for film and photography. So if you have a picture day coming up, or if you plan on being on film sometime in the near future, this look would be really great for that. I add a few extra tips for things that would be good for, you know, photo ready makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy watching, and if you would like to see how this look is done, then please keep watching. To start off, I'm using Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyelids. Next, I'm going to go in with my Naked palette. I'm going to take this shade Buck. So I'm starting at the outer corner and smudging that down into my lash line here. You can't see any crease on my eye, but if you push your brush in, it's the area right underneath where your brow bone is. So take some of this shadow, go along that same line, and fade it inward. Now using this smaller shader brush, I'm going in with this darker color called Dark Horse. I'm going to take this brush in the same kind of angle. This one is a little bit shorter and stiffer, so you have a little more control. So I'm just going in with this outer corner again, and we're going to make a little bit of a cat eye. And what that does is it creates a gradient of eyeshadow on your eye, and that's going to create more depth in your eyes. Now I'm going to take this color Sin. Since it has a little bit of fallout, I'm going to dab it onto my finger. And I'm just going to dab that on the inner part of my eye. I don't want it to be too shimmery, but I just want to increase that illusion of depth. And using a shimmery shadow will help that effect. To highlight the eye, I'm taking this color Virgin. And I'm just applying that right under my brow bone, not too heavily though, because I don't want too much light catching there during filming. Then of course, as always, I'm going to blend. Next I'm going to take some gel eyeliner. This is MAC Fluidline. With the remainder of eyeliner that's on your brush, just smudge that into the outer half of your lower lash line. Doing this is going to give you a softer look that looks more like a pencil line instead of a harsh liquid eyeliner. Next I'm going to go back in with Dark Horse, and I'm going to feather the top line so it's a little bit softer. I'm also doing this to the lower lash line. I'm just going to smoke out this color a little bit. And then to finish the eyeshadow, I'm going to go back in with Virgin, get a little bit on my finger. I'm going to just dab this into my inner corners. Next I'm going to curl my lashes and add mascara. I'm using Urban Decay's Cannonball mascara. I'm also adding a generous coat to my lower lashes. Having more lashes on the bottom lash line will really open up your eyes on film. Now I'm going to add my false eyelashes. I'm using this pair of crisscross lashes, which I created by actually layering two different pairs. Layering the crisscross lashes makes it look a lot more full and natural. Now I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. Since we're on film again, you might be able to do your brows a little bit darker than you normally would on an everyday basis. So I'm using my Lioele Artist Auto Eyebrow Pencil. I'm just using short strokes to fill in any sparse areas of my brows. I'm going to bring the outer point so that the curve up here and the curve down here kind of meets. And now we're going to go to the rest of the face. For long-lasting makeup, I'm using a primer. This is the Hourglass Primer Serum. And then I'll wait a couple of minutes for it to sort of settle into my skin. And then I'll go in with my foundation. Right now I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Foundation. This is a very quick drying foundation, so I'm really going to go in one area at a time. Now that I'm done with my foundation, I'm just going to go in with this NARS Stick Concealer in Custard, and I'm going to cover up any other little areas that are still showing through. Just going to warm it up on my finger, and then press it into the skin where I need more coverage. But to set my makeup, I'm going to use a powder. I find that when I use a really oil controlling powder right after foundation application, the liquid just dries up and it gets little strange patches of dryness all over my skin. So again, I'm going to wait a little bit and then apply some powder. So the brush I've been using for my powder while on set has actually been my angled top Kabuki, which is funny because it's my favorite foundation brush. But I was thinking I want a little bit more coverage with my powder than I usually need, so I'm going to use this really dense brush to get heavier coverage from the powder. So there are two different powders that I've been using. This one is my Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder Foundation in number 203. It's a little bit on the darker orangey side. And then I'm also using this one I just recently picked up. This is the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder in the shade Medium. So this is a little bit lighter than this darker powder. I just use that depending on what shade my skin is on different parts of my face. So I'm going to start with this lighter shade. I'm just sort of pressing it into the powder. And I'm going to apply this on the highlight points of my face. So right here on top of my cheeks, on top of my nose, and on top of my head. Okay, so now I'm going in with the darker Duo Matte Powder. This is in shade 203, like I said. Again, I'm going to press this. I'm adding this to the lower half of my face where it has naturally a little bit more shadow. Now I'm going to do a little bit of contouring on my face, and I'm using my favorite bronzer of the moment. This is Stila's Bronzing Powder in shade 01. I'm going to add this underneath my cheekbones, starting at my ears back here. I'm just pressing this in my skin, moving forward. I'm also fading that up and down along my hairline and my jawline. Again, I'm pressing this into my skin. I'm not sweeping it because I don't want to disturb any of the makeup that's sitting underneath. I also like to put this around my hairline, all around my entire face. So for blush, I haven't been using blush every episode. Sometimes I just use bronzer depending on what the environment is going to be like. But today, just to show you, I'm going to use my favorite Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. Mine got a little cracked, so I'm trying not to tilt it too much. This is, again, matte bronzer, matte blush. On film, it's just going to read a lot more natural without having distracting sparkles on your face. I'm applying this a little bit above that bronzer. It's just going to blend down into the bronzer. Also, one thing about blush and bronzer is you really do kind of want to apply it a little bit heavier on your face than you would on just a normal everyday day, because those shadows are really going to not look as severe on camera. It does look a little bit heavy here. When I'm sitting here in the room, my makeup is going to look a little heavier than on their fancy filming cameras. So I did apply it a little bit darker than usual, and it's going to give a nice flushed look on screen. So the last step for my film makeup is lipstick, of course. Depending again on the environment, sometimes I'll use a lip gloss, sometimes I'll use a lipstick, but generally I'm using a more natural colored lipstick, especially if I'm filming outside and my hair is all up in my face. I don't want my hair to get stuck on my lips, so I'm using Revlon's Peach Parfait. So that's just sort of a more natural color that doesn't distract too much from the rest of my face, but it'll still give a little bit of color and shine. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and thank you so much for, I guess, being a part of me in this whole journey, recording these videos for Wong Fu Productions. This is not itself a sponsored video whatsoever. I just got a lot of requests for my makeup, so I thought I would share it with you guys. But if you haven't checked out the web series I'm working on, it would mean so much to me if you would support me and Victor Kim and Wong Fu Productions. I will leave a link to A Way We Happen down below, and maybe also some video annotations here so it's easy for you guys to check that out. But I hope you guys enjoy the series, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you guys very soon.